today's video I'll be covering something that many people in Tarkov struggle with at the start of any new wipe, and that is making money. Believe it or not, making money really isn't that hard if you go about it in the right way, and it'll help you when buying loadouts, cases to save space in your inventory, and much more. Some of the methods that I'll be talking about today, and the main methods, don't actually require you to be any good at PvP. It's quite a passive way of making money and a quick way of making money too. But there are some methods that I'll talk about later on in the video that is for aggressive players that know their way around a gunfight. And all the methods mentioned in this video are methods that have personally helped me overcome hurdles in my 12.9 progression. So without further ado, my first money making method and my personal favourite is hitting those hidden stashes around most maps, and that can net you some serious profit. The best way to take advantage of stashes is going in with really low gear and a big backpack, due to the fact that stashes commonly give out body armor ranging from class 2 all the way to class 6, and not to mention really good helmets like Altins and Maskers too. So going in with low gear will give you the speed that you need when picking up these items and moving on to the next stash, because you can basically equip them straight away without having to Tetris around your backpack to find room to fit it, or dump your own valuable gear and risk the insurance on getting it back. It's not just armor that you want to be looking out for though. Valuable spawns can also commonly be found in stashes, and if you get out alive with these items, out of raid you'll be given the found in raid tag, allowing you to sell them on the flea market to maximize your profits. There are tons of stashes located around the world of Tarkov, and looting as many of them as possible is preferable. But that being said, I'd never stray off the original route of progressing from one side of the map to the other just to get every single stash available. You're going to be able to hit plenty of stashes on your normal route anyway, so there's no point straying off route and risk getting killed. Just get into your raid, go from one side of the map and get out, simple as that. Take Customs as a prime example here. It's a very common map early on in the wipe for people to run, and there are plenty of stashes that you can loot just by walking from one side of the map to the other, and that will more than likely net you plenty of good items to sell or keep for later on raids. On screen and in the description below I have this map for Customs, which shows you my personal route and the best route to take from one end of the map to the other, so you can hit as many stashes as possible. You'll be hitting about 17 on this loot run, and no matter what side of the map you spawn, you can do this route pretty simply. So that's a great way of making money early on, especially because Customs will be one of your most popular maps as soon as you start out in the wipe. Not only Customs, but Interchange and Shoreline are also really good maps that you can visit in order to get some stashes, and I have put both route maps on screen and in the description so you can view the maps and get the most out of your raids. Now obviously for Customs, Shoreline, Interchange, whatever you want to do to collect stashes, you can alter these routes. These are just my personal routes that I take all the time to get as many stashes as possible without diverting too much from my main path. I already have a video on stashes that I've done in the past, and it was set on the Interchange map in fact, and I set aside multiple stashes really close together so you can get all of them on a Scav run really quickly, or even on a PMC run to make a great amount of profit before extracting at the railway extract. The good thing about this particular stash run is that it favours going in as a scav. Simply make your way to the front of Idea Superstore and then go to the go-kart area. Start there and loot all the stashes on your way to the railway extract, and then you'll be making quite a large amount of money in a short period of time before safely extracting with all your loot. If you'd like to check out this video for yourself, allowing you to go into much more detail on this particular loot run, then please do so. It'll appear as a card annotation on the top right of this video, as well as being linked in the video description. Okay, so moving on from doing stash runs as either a scav or a PMC to just using your scav in general. This is another great way of making money in Escape from Tarkov. Your scav is like your PMC in respect to the fact that you go into a live raid, you loot and then you extract. A successful extract will allow you to collect everything that you've picked up along the way and store it in your PMC stash to either be used on PMC runs or sold to traders or on the flea market. Unlike PMCs however, scavs spawn in late to the raid with a random gear set, meaning you can't pick and choose what weapons your scav will spawn in with. In a money making aspect, this is rather a good thing. You're not spending any of your own money or gear to go into a raid, and potentially you'll make a huge amount of profit, and therefore you aren't losing anything if the raid isn't successful, so it's pretty much no risk, massive potential reward here. When scavving into a map, I recommend picking what map you run wisely. Personally, I almost always pick the Interchange shopping mall, not just for the stashes that I mentioned earlier, but also because there's tons of valuable items lurking around this whole shopping mall in general. For me, I start off by looting the 3 main superstores located at the right side, the left side and the back side of the shopping mall. Ollie, for example, is the green superstore located at the right hand side of the shopping mall and is home to quite a few computers as well as many items needed for the hideout and quests. This can fetch quite a pretty penny on the flea market too, like car batteries, keck tape, fuel, water filters and much more. All of these items could be found on the shelves all over the store, and as a scav you could loot these quite often without any player interference due to you spawning in later than the PMCs. Goshen is the red superstore located at the back of the shopping mall and is a great place to find those find in raid food items that you need for tasks like Tushonka, Squash and others. There are multiple toolboxes and weapons crates also located in the back of the store, allowing you to find some good hideout upgrades as well as valuable attachments too. Not to mention the rare but possible Kibiki 1 spawn that spawns on the white flattened cardboard box in the tent area in the middle of the store, so that's always a great place to check if you're walking through there. Idea is, well, the IKEA store located on the left hand side of the shopping mall, which has a great set of offices located at the left hand side of the store, with tons of PCs as well as a lion spawn on the left also. There are also a ton of shelves that you can loot to get hideout upgrades and toolboxes in the back as well that you can loot to get some find in raid items that you need for quests or things that can fetch a pretty penny on the flea market. It's not just the superstores that fetch some good money, it's also the tech stores located all over the map, and you can find them on both the first and second floor of the shopping mall. For example, just outside of the Ollie area there is a store called Texaco where bulbs and tech items spawn. If you go up there from the escalators outside of it, you'll see a massive store lit up in red called Techlight, and this is one of the better stores in the whole of the interchange map. All of the tech items can spawn here, including those big money items like Tetrises and graphics cards. If you go down that same escalator you just went up and head left towards the middle of the shopping mall, on the right you'll see a store called Rasmussen. This is another great store to find graphics cards, especially in there you'll find G-phones as well. And finally, opposite Mantis is German, our final tech store, allowing us to get some good tech items which will also fetch a pretty penny. So you could loot those one after the other and get out, then tech stores will fetch you a great amount of profit on their own. And not to mention other stores just in general like Mantis itself for good medical items. And obviously this is all as a scav, you can do this on a PMC run as well and take some keys like the Kibikis with you or the medical storage room key and make even more money. But as a scav this is a great place to run in general. It's not just interchange that you can scav into though. Woods expansion for example is pretty incredible for loot as well and has now made Woods a valuable option if you want to make some money. In the sunken village towards the top middle of the map, you can find tons of valuable items hidden inside the buildings and the church. If you go just to the right of that and head towards the abandoned village itself, you will see some good attachments for some weapons and some military tech spawns. And of course you can go to Shoreline and Reserve and pick yourself up a bunch of money without needing keys too. Now the next thing that I'm going to talk about is actually a great way to make money and people don't realise it, and that is to redeem your Escape from Tarkov Christmas gift. I'm mentioning this mainly because the amount of people in my comment sections of videos saying, oh it's so annoying that everyone's so heavy geared at the moment and I can't kill them because I haven't got good ammo. Well, this year's Christmas gift gives you 900 rounds of 7.62 BP, which allows you to kill pretty much anyone really easily when you pair it with something like the SKS that you can get from level 1 traders. So that in theory is a way to make money. Just go out and PvP. Use something like a cheap Cherrywood SKS, pair it with the BP ammo that you get from the Christmas gift, low tier armor, and go out and kill people, because people are running quite high tier armor and weapons for this stage of the wipe. And if you were to take that and then extract, you've made a profit there pretty easily. But that isn't the main reason I'm telling you to redeem your Christmas gift. It's because you can make a shit ton of money just by redeeming and selling your Christmas gift if you ain't gonna use them. If you haven't redeemed your gift yet, then you simply go to escapefromtarkov.com and then click on profile. On your profile page, you'll see a button that says redeem, and you'll be able to redeem your gift if you haven't done so. And then what you do is go to Escape from Tarkov itself and go to your messages area the same way you would with insurance returns or quest rewards, and then you'll see a message from system, and then you just accept that message and go receive all, and you'll have all the items from the Christmas gift inside your inventory. The gift is a lovely AKM with high tier attachments, the best MVGs in the game, as well as a tanned fast MT, and that is in addition to the 900 rounds of BP ammo that I mentioned earlier. Now, what you won't use, I'd recommend selling straight away, and that will give you some money. And then keep the ammo, like I said, to take in with a budget SKS loadout and take it into some raids. If you hit your shots, then you'll be taking out even the chattiest of boys with the highest tier armor, because 7.62 BP is an insane ammunition type. Now, the next way that I make money in 12.9 isn't for the faint-hearted. and that's killing scav bosses and even the new scary cultists. They may not be the easiest to defeat, but they can reap some brilliant rewards. They have some great loot, high tier body armors and weapons, and not just that, but in their pockets as well, you'll be able to find some really expensive items like keycards and bitcoins. If you were to take these out, and the main thing to take out any scav boss really in this game is to get range on them, but if you were to take them out, that's a lot of profit. No matter what, you'll get high tier attachments from scav boss guards if they have them, or bitcoins from the scav boss themselves, and combine that with a low gear budget loadout like an SKS loadout like I've been talking about, and you'll make a shit ton of profit. So like I said, the main thing to kill a scav boss is to get range on them, but if you do need any more help with engaging these scav bosses individually, then lucky for you I have a handy dandy playlist on these guys in the description for you also, and that will go into more detail on how to engage them effectively. And that's pretty much it for this video guys. Obviously making money through the hideout is another great way to grab some rubles, but obviously you can't just do that instantly. It involves saving a bunch of hideout upgrades and upgrading as you level. But that being said, that's everything that I do to make money that I need in 12.9. If you have any other ways of making money, then let's help each other out and leave a comment down below. But other than that guys, expect much more loot runs and map overviews in the near future to keep you getting all the good money, so subscribe to stay up to date when those go live. Anyway guys, I thank you all for watching all the way to the end of this video. Your support really does mean a lot to me. It allows me to keep doing what I love to do and get new content out for all of you lot. If you like the video that I just put out, then a like is always appreciated, and if you want to stick around and get updated when I upload, then consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. According to YouTube's analytics, then the majority of people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you're someone like that, then why not hit that little button below? It's free and it helps my channel out, so what do you really have to lose, right? And if any of you guys are interested in playing demanding games like Tarkov but are struggling with the performance, why not check out Shadow? Shadow's a cloud gaming subscription service that allows you to access a Windows desktop client with the top of the range hardware located at your nearest data center. Shadow is a service that I still use all the time. Anytime I'm out of the office and need to edit a video or record some footage, Shadow is perfect. They're a company that I really enjoy working with, and they're ideal for anyone who travels a lot or just someone that can't afford a super high powered PC. Shadow's got many people covered as long as you've got a relatively decent internet connection. If you wanted to check Shadow out, then there's a link below that you can go and do your research and find out more about their services. And if you do decide to subscribe to Shadow, then you can use my code Samosh and you'll save yourself some money, which is always worthwhile. I'd like to thank you once again for making it to this point in this video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.